A very common misconception that has been spread among the masses is that Islam was spread by the sword and that the Quran mandates such an action. But this is not at all true. Let us analyze this allegation from various aspects, from various angles. The first thing that needs to be kept in mind is that the Quran does not allow for forced conversions. It has been said in the 256th ayat of Surah Baqarah that there is no compulsion in the acceptance of Islam. Because truth stands out clear from error. There are many such ayat. Let me quote a few. The 20th ayat of Surah Al Imran, it says, if they submit in Islam, they are on right guidance. But if they turn away, then your duty as a messenger is only to convey the message. And in Allah's sight are all His servants. Take for example the 99th and 100th ayat of Surah Yunus. It says, if it had been your Lord's will, they would all have believed. All who are on earth, will you then compel mankind to believe against their will? No soul can believe except by the will of God. One more ayat, the 45th ayat of Surah Kaf. It says, we know best, God says, we know best what they say, and you are not one to awe them by force. So admonish them with the Quran, such as fear my warning. So we can see here that the Quran has always opposed forced conversions. It has told its messengers not to convert anyone by force, and that people have the absolute right to choose their own religion. Let's understand this from another aspect. You see, people have never been forced to accept Islam all throughout history. This is something which is backed up by historical records. History is witness to the fact that nobody was ever forced to renounce his faith and accept Islam. Whichever land the Muslims conquered, the people staying there were granted absolute liberty to continue following their religion. Non-Muslim citizens have been residing in countries ruled by Muslims right from 7th century CE to date. That is 1500 years. And our country itself has seen centuries of Muslim rule. Had forced conversions been the norm, there would not have existed a single non-Muslim in India today. All the Muslim rulers did was allow Muslim preachers to propagate Islam in these lands in complete peace and security. That's it. Asha, we can also analyze it from this angle that Islam went even where Muslim armies haven't. Muslim armies haven't gone to several places where Islam has been propagated. Islam has spread and Muslim nations have been established even on lands where no Muslim army ever set foot. Indonesia and Malaysia are classic examples. You must be knowing that the first masjid to have been constructed in India, the Chiraman Juma Masjid, that is located in Kerala, in Malabar. It was built as early as 629 CE. And Islam had spread to these parts of the world by the agency of merchants, not armed soldiers. And Islam is still rapidly spreading, particularly in the West. And no Muslim army is converting people over there either. Or one more thing that you can appreciate is that it is not even possible to change hearts by force. The primary reason why people should not be forced and were never forced to accept Islam is that they just cannot be forced to accept Islam. Accepting Islam is something that comes from the heart. And hearts cannot be changed at gunpoint or at the tip of someone's sword. Even if the person so threatened might utter words of the Shahada with his tongue, he might just say that, okay, I accept Islam. But his heart would never accept it. On the contrary, he would grow more averse to it and teach his children to hate it. Right? He would renounce it at the first opportunity and rebel against it. This holds true for any ideology, not only Islam. Ideas and ideologies just cannot be shoved down people's throat. Friends, as we have discussed regarding this topic, it can very well be concluded that the idea of Islam spread by the sword is nothing but a myth and a propaganda. It is very important for us to know the truth from authentic sources and never allow decisive forces to plant the seeds of enmity and distrust amongst us.